Hey guys, I'm Chef T-Max. Welcome back to the kitchen. Today, immunity shots. These are amazing. Something you can take a little shot of every morning. If you go out and buy them in the store, they're very expensive. So why not put all this stuff together at home, make yourself 30 of them, and it lasts for the whole month. So it's the good way, simple way, and the most economic way to probably have these immunity shots, and they're really good for you. So stay with me. I'm going to show you how to make them. Click that subscribe if you're not doing that already. Give me a thumbs up if you like this video, and ring that bell, and I'll send you cool new things I have coming up. So I'll see you back in a little bit. Okay guys, here we are in the kitchen. Immunity shots are very simple. I mean, ginger and turmeric, great kind of vegetable. These are root tubers. Ginger, you guys know what ginger is. Great for your health. Nobody's ever gonna not tell you that ginger is not one of the best things that you can eat. And then turmeric's got this great anti-inflammatory quality to it. So if you've got pains from working out and you're sore and stuff, to be able to take this little shot of ginger and turmeric and help to boost your immunity, kind of lower any kind of inflammation you have in your body, as well as getting all these vitamins. We have apples in this, we've got oranges, we've got pineapple, so we've got basically lemons, so we've got acidity, we've got a little bit of sweetness from the natural fruit. It's going to balance a little of that. So first thing we do is I wash really good all the ginger. I leave the skin right. You don't need to peel it. We're juicing it anyway. And I've got my juicer here. You guys can just have whatever circular juicer that you have. And then we're just going to start. I'm going to start with the ginger. And that's it. You guys can see how this goes. You can see, I put a bowl under here. Make sure everything's set really nice, right? And then I cut them so they fit in my juicer. And then I just juice slowly. If those pieces are too big to fit in, we'll wait and we'll cut those after. So usually doing slices like this works really well. And you don't want to put a lot of pressure on your blender or your juicer. You just let it juice slowly. And then we're going to have to clean it every now and then. So what I do is, after I've juiced some ginger like that, I'll put in something else, maybe some apples. Now here I have some apples. These are just chunks of Fuji apple. That'll kind of help to kind of clean out this kind of blade. The blade in there and the strainer. So let me juice a little bit of this and I'll be right back. Now, when you hear that, you guys, you hear this noise? That's your juicer getting overwhelmed. So I like to take a little bucket here, and I want to keep all my pulp and stuff that's in here. I can use this and throw this in my garden. So I take this apart. It's really easy to take apart. We're not going to have to wash it fully. I just try to take my bucket here and take some of the excess out, right? Okay, but you can see in the cavity here that holds all of the excess pulp and stuff that comes out. I just clean that out like this, and I'll put that on the side. Now, the main reason that noise is being made is because you've got all of this fibrous ginger in there and it's starting to build up and it's getting overwhelmed. So I want to pull that out, throw that to the side. It's very dry, so that's not going to be helpful. And then what I do is I take this blade out really quick. I take out my piece in here. Hold on. You have to kind of wiggle it sometimes because it doesn't want to come out easily. So I just take this out, and I'm going to rinse this in the sink and clean it with some cold water. Not hot water, no soap, nothing. Just cold water will help rinse it out and clean it, and then we're going to come back. Now you can see that it took me seconds to just rinse this out. I'm not looking to get it ultra clean with every bit out. I just want to get the bulk out so it works good again. So if you don't do this, a lot of people get frustrated and don't do this, and then they just jam everything in there, and then they're juicer breaks and they're like, I just got a terrible juicer. I don't know why it does this, you know? And it's not because of that. It's just any juicer is going to get a little overwhelmed, especially home juicers. You know, you can buy a industrial juicer for a couple $1,000s, but I've had this $65 juicer for a long, long time. And if you take care of it like that, it lasts a lot longer. So I'm going to continue juicing. I want to show you, I'm doing right now the apples and the ginger. So you can see what we're getting here. This beautiful apple and ginger juice. Okay, very intense ginger flavor. Now, the reason I put apples is going to kind of mellow that out a little bit. So when you do your morning shot, it's not totally obnoxious. It's not going to knock you over. You want to give it a little bit of juice from that, not too much. I'm using about probably, we're gonna mix it. I always do this by flavor, and that's what you should do. So I'm just giving you the components, and then you're gonna do it by flavor. You can see in here, I've got about 7 apples cut up, and I'm gonna show you really quick with the apples. What you do is I just core them, but let me show you what I do with these lemons, the lemons that are in here too. I take a lemon, and in here I've got about 6. I cut the lemon on the ends like this, okay? And then I cut off all of the outside. I don't like to juice the whole lemon because sometimes this yellow pith can be very bitter. And I don't want to add bitterness to this shot. We've already got strength of the spiciness of the ginger, the turmeric's got this earthiness, right? And then so now it's got to fit in there, so I cut this in half. You see how that? And why did I mix it with the apples? Because I pre-cut the apples, and then when you mix it with the lemon acidity will actually keep the apple from turning brown. If you cut the apples and let them sit here for a while, then they would just, they'd turn brown, and then they're going to be brown in your shot. But by the time the apple juice gets in with the rest of these acidic ingredients, like the lemon, the ginger, the turmeric, you won't even notice that color. So that's why I do that. So I'm going to start juicing more of the ginger and the apple, and I'll see you back in a second. Okay, my blender started like making noise again, so I'm going to let it stop again, and then I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to take off my top, right? And this is really not even a lot in here that I'm worried about. It's mainly, I want to just pop this out like this and put it back again. And then it's mainly this blade piece. Now, for some reason, this doesn't like to come out unless you take the whole thing out. I don't know why it does that, but anyway, I take it off like this, then I put this back on. And then this, you can see, like, look at it. It's like hairy and like dry. It's really sucked out all the juice in this. So if you kind of squeeze it, you don't get any juice out of this. So that's great. We're extracting all the juice. I'm going to rinse this and keep on going. Okay, now one of the things I like to add to this, 2 really great things for you are hot pepper, which is this. I have this beautiful cayenne. Now the cayenne is very fine powder, so I'm just going to put nice sprinkling in there. It's probably like a teaspoon, which is quite a bit. So it's going to make this a little spicy as well as the ginger spicy. But cayenne is one of those things that you know, it's really good for you, and we like to stick it in this shot to make sure we always get the wonderful powers of the cayenne in our daily punch, right? Also, black pepper. We use a lot of black pepper in our cooking and that kind of thing, so I don't really worry as much about getting a black pepper intake because I put that in a lot, but I do put some in this. What I'll do is because I don't have any really fine, and I can grind it in a kind of a spice grinder and add it in here like I did the cayenne. But because I don't, I just ground the pepper on top of my lemons and my apples. And when I juice this, that will all get imparted in there. So I've cleaned my juicer out again, and here I go again. So I'll see you guys back in a second. Okay, now I've got all my ginger done. I'm going to start with the turmeric. So just simply drop those in and juice them. You don't want to get these on you because they'll stain anything you have. I've got some tangerines here. I'm just going to drop those in. I've peeled them. So I just drop them in whole, or halves, I should say. Peeled in half. That's going to give us a nice punch of sweetness. I like to alternate the turmeric and the orange, just to kind of help the turmeric's dry, like drier. It's not fully dry, but it's drier. So by adding the orange in there, it kind of blends with the pulp that's in here and helps you to get as much as possible from your mixture. Okay, you guys, I want to show you the tangerines. These are the tangerines I use. I just simply peel it like this, right? You guys have peeled tangerines a million times, right? Hopefully you have. because they're delicious. And if you haven't tried them before, then you're missing out. So I like to use tangerines. You can use oranges. You could use, you know, any kind of orange that you have. I'm going to show you how we can lean this pineapple, because I do like to use some juiced pineapple in there for sweetness. Pineapple is really nice, but we don't want to go over pineapple because I don't want to make this a sweet shot. It's supposed to be, you guys can see right here, I have my 2-ounce glass shot glasses. I reuse these and wash these every time. And I've got 30 here, so there's one for every day of the month, and I make this every month. So what you want to do, make it to the right flavor. The pineapple I'm going to juice separately, and I'll add that in to flavor the dish, right? Or to flavor the shot itself. So here, I'm just peeling the outside. You guys see how I did that? Simple, super simple. And then I'm going to cut down the center of the pineapple, and I'm going to cut it into some strips that'll go in the blender, okay? I keep calling it a blender. I don't know why. It's a juicer. So that's it, okay? We'll do this towards the end. I've got a little bit of orange to do there. And the orange is, and I've got some turmeric here. So I'm going to start with that right now, and then I'm going to show you guys what this looks like at the end. Okay, guys, I'm done with my all the rest of my turmeric and tangerine, lemon. Everything's done except for the pineapple. I'm putting that in a big bowl back here. Okay. Now I'm going to finish up by juicing my pineapple. We're going to mix that up, taste it. We're going to add just the right amount of pineapple for sweetness, but not overpowering it with sweetness. We want this to be a little jolt, a wake-up jolt with that powerful ginger in there. So let me finish this, and I'll show you what that's going to look like. All right, guys, we're here. I've got my shots, my immunity shot here. I haven't strained this yet, which I like to do. That gets any excess hair out from the ginger or the turmeric skin or something like that. So I want to mix it first. I want to taste a little taste of it. Wow, that's a good punch. But I'm going to add a little sweetness to it. I'm going to add half of this pineapple juice and taste it and see what happens. It's going to give me a little bit of sweetness, you know, that pineapple gives you, but it's not going to add too much sugar. So I want to try it at this point. That's getting to be delicious right there. I think I'm just going to put it all in. I don't think it's not tasting like where it's overly sweet right now. So I think by adding it all, it's just going to be the right amount of sweetness. So with this, at this point, I want to taste it again. That's perfect. What you're going to want to remember when you do this, a few things. If it's sitting like this for a while before you strain it into the containers, mix it up always, because it's going to want to separate. The different juices are going to separate. So they do that even when they're in here sitting in your refrigerator for a month, which they can last in your refrigerator for 2 or 3 months. But when they sit in there, you're going to want to shake them up before you, and they just look better when you shake them up before you don't have to shake them up. But in this, you want to shake them up and stir it up because you're going to put it in here. So you don't want to have it separated and put more turmeric juice in one and ginger and apple and all, and they should all have the equal amount of items in there. So the next stage of this, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some of my juice and I'm going to put it in a strainer like this. Okay, you'll see. Then I just tap it. Now there's a lot of flavor in there too that we don't want to waste this. We just want to get a lot of the heavy stuff out. We want all this juice going through it. So I just stir it like this, right? Until it gets down to this pulp. Now this pulp you could use for cooking as well if you wanted to. You can make a tea out of this. This pulp I could even, like, you know, with the apple in there for sweetness, you can make this spicy and make a coconut sauce out of this. You put all this stuff with some onions, saute some onions, add this pulp to it, add some coconut milk, blend it in the blender, and you'd have a really great sauce with this turmeric and the sweetness of the pineapple and the apple would be really wonderful with it. But that's why I would make it spicy to alternate the sweet and spicy. So when you see when I press this through, we virtually get all the juice. But what I'm ending up with is this, this hairy stuff that you don't necessarily want to eat. So then when you get it to that point, then I put it in kind of a bendable cup. I like to work a lot in stainless because the turmeric really stains things, including yourself. So if you're doing this, you don't have an apron, put on your dirtiest, grungiest clothes when you do this because you're gonna get a little bit of turmeric juice on you, okay? And at this point, I just want to pour my juice right in here, like this. And that's perfect. So that's it right there. I've got some tops. I've got some lids over here. Just put my lid on there. And then every day, shake that up, do that shot, and your life's gonna be a lot better. So I hope you guys enjoy this recipe. Super easy to do at home. You make it once and when you got a little time, and it lasts for 30 days. So enjoy it. See you back at the kitchen soon. I'm Chef T. Max.